Eastern. And Woj, it feels like the Warriors right now, they are just toiling. So what can they do to turn their season around?
For the first time, really, during this entire Warriors championship run and, the extension into a couple more years here, they are open for business at the trade deadline. I think they are willing to listen to really anybody on that roster except for one player, Steph Curry. But I think this is a Warriors team organization that knows their best pathway to competing this year and putting this back together is probably still getting Draymond Green back from his suspension, which is going to happen early this week, get Chris Paul back probably around the All-Star break. That'll be about the 4 to 6 week mark that I was told it would take to recover for him from the hand injury. But this is an organization that is going to listen. They have to listen. And I think for Golden State, these next few weeks are going to be really instructive on what the future of that roster looks like. Oh, everybody, except for Steph Curry, right? So I do look pretty smart when I brought up Klay Thompson a few weeks ago. But here's the thing. Think about it. They didn't already had their coming to Jesus meeting, right, where they had a meeting where they aired it all out, and then they went on a 5-game winning streak, and all of a sudden they're here. You're looking at their body language. You're listening to their comments. It's time for a change. It's time for a change. And I don't want to just keep beating on this drum, but the reality is that you could just tell they're not connected from Steve Kerr all the way down, and you could just see it. You could feel it. They need new energy. Steph Curry need new blood in those uniforms around him, and they need to make a move. They don't need to just listen. They need to make something happen.
So what they need to do is reacquire Steph Curry, the MVP, because over this last 3 weeks without Draymond Green, he's gone from MVP level to good, but not great. And frankly, with where this team is now, they need Steph Curry to be great. So when Draymond comes back, they need him to reignite Steph Curry's offense. His shooting is dipped. His scoring is dipped. They need him back up to that player. And secondly, their defense since Draymond Green went out has dropped to the bottom 10. They can't compete with a bottom 10 defense without Steph Curry being awesome. I don't think there's a trade that exists that they can make that is going to save this team. The only way they can save this team is by going back to the basics. And that may fail, Perk. But if that fails, that's still their best bet at this point in the proceedings.
And I think the player to watch for the Warriors over these next few weeks, Andrew Wiggins. This is a player who, 2 years ago in the NBA Finals was probably their second best player against Boston when they won a championship. But I think certainly they need to see him play better.
What about Klay, though?
The Warriors, turnovers are a problem. The rim protection has been a problem. Klay has been up and down. Steph Curry has been struggling as of late. They don't have Draymond Green.
Steve Kerr said they lost. The spirit is gone.
They can't figure out the timeline of the young players, and Moses Moody is now out for at least 10 days with a calf injury, according to Kendra Andrews. So it feels like this is a 4-game road trip that they're about to go on, Wendy. How about they start? Do you think they can go 3-1 on this trip?
They can do anything if they're healthy and they're in the right frame of mind. That is what they're trying to accomplish. They may not get there, but that's what they have to do.
They better get there. Well, it's time for a change. Wendy, when are you going to come on over to
Bring
this
me
side?
the trade that is going to fix it, because I don't see prime Wilt Chamberlain available.
Perk has a lot of trades.
Yeah.
I do.
I'm on fire.